Hello and welcome back to Wargaming with me, Gary. This is my first What's on the Paint Bench video. It's all ancient Assyrians, and you'll see there's quite a collection here. Ancient Assyrians from Black Tree Designs, who I've purchased quite a few figures from over in my time, and who I'm really I can't speak highly enough of the figures. So let's get on and have a look, see what I've done. I'm just going to pause it so that I can get this set up. So here we are. As you can see, quite a lot of figures there. As I've said, they're all from Black Tree Designs from their Ancient Assyrian collection. So let's get on with it. So I should say first, when I sent off for these figures, I had intended to use them all for the Shamash Corps, who are recruited from the city of the Shakukin in Assyria, which is now northern Iraq. However, due to the design of the figures, I've actually changed my mind. But before we go any further, let's just quickly look at the Assyrian military organisation, because I think if I'm going to be showing you ancient Assyrian figures, you probably need to have some idea of the military organisation of Assyria at that time. So, and I suppose this is quite a nice time to do it whilst you're looking at these figures. So, the ancient Assyrians were organised into 5 separate army corps. Each army corps was named after one of the 5 key Assyrian gods. That's Ashur, Ishtar, Adad, Sin, and Shamash. Each corps was raised, equipped, and financed by one of the principal cities of ancient Assyria. So, for the god of Ashur, so the Ashur Corps. So, sorry, let me say that again, right. So, the Ashur Corps were under the city of Ashur. So that's quite an easy one to remember. The Ishtar Corps were under Arabella. The Adad Corps were under Nimrod. The Sin Corps were under Nineveh, and the Shamash Corps were under Dar Shakukin. So that gives you some idea of, so that's the organisation. That's how they worked. So and then they could work together or independently of each other. So back to the figures. So I've decided, because of the design of the figures, so because of the design of the figures from Black Tree, I've decided that I'm only going to use these chaps who are armoured, and they are the only armoured figures in the collection. Will that show if I bring them a little bit closer? There's that. Now, yeah. So so they are the only armoured figures, which is a little bit of a shame. The rest are all unarmoured. They have their helmets and shield, of course. So what I've decided is only to use the armoured figures as the troops of Assyria, so one of the corps. And these are all going to be from the Shamash Corps. The rest, which are unarmoured, I'm going to use for Babylonian, Chaldeans, Elan, I should say, Eurytanian, those types of figures. And so that's only an example. So what you can see here is at the front, let me get my pointing stick, at the front, there is the armoured Assyrians. Then back here, so that's one regiment here of armoured, and and about a proportion of a regiment. I need to get some more figures to build these regiments up. Then there's the unarmoured spearmen all the way down here. 2 regiments. Excuse me, I've just hit them with the poking stick. So that's 2 regiments down here. Okay, I don't know if yes, you can just about see it. 1, 2. Then if I just bring this over. Oh, excuse me. That's better. So I've got 1 regiment here of slingers. Then I've got some cavalry figures at the back. So that's basically what I've purchased from Blacktree. That's just a very quick overrun of, you can see there's quite a lot there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them into each units. And then we'll go into that in more depth. I just thought it might be interesting if I was to talk a little bit about the ancient Assyrian organisation of their military. So that's that. So what I'll do is I'm going to start painting these as quickly as I can. I want to get them out as quickly as I can. But I'll also need to buy some more figures. My next video will be specifically about, you can't see it now because I've moved the camera, about these armoured troops at the front. Okay, so I hope that was interesting. I will speak to you again soon, and I'll try and I'll go through each unit, and then I'll try and get some of these painted up. All right, all the very best then. Take care. Bye.